Now, obviously, it's been a long, tough season for you and Josh up front. How's the body holding up?
Yeah, I'm alright. I think the bit of extra padding always helps. Fonzie's got a bit more than me, so not feeling too bad, yeah.
Good. Have you felt that kind of, does a kind of level of strain and so on build throughout the season on you when you're playing back-to-back games?
I think you undoubtedly feel it by the end. That niggles sort of carry on throughout. You're never really 100% going into a game. It's just one of those things. But I think we're taken care of well here, and best you can be, really.
Bit of a freestyle question for you here. Can you sort of give us a little summary of how you feel your season's gone this year?
I'm pretty pleased with things I can work on. I've been sort of lucky with getting a lot more game time than I probably was expecting. Sadly, it's come through other people being injured and picking up niggles. When I was there last year when I hurt my knee, it's a pretty rubbish place to be in. So I'm chuffed with the amount of game time. I think it's the best way to improve.
What about you as a player? Have you come on this year? Can you tell?
I'd like to think I've improved a bit, yeah. I've racked up more minutes this year than I did in my career at Leicester, so I feel I've improved as a player. I think playing's actually the best way to do that. Just sort of reading the game and getting used to scrimmaging and things like that. I think it just comes with practice, really.
Any specific areas of your game, or just kind of all round?
You put me on the spot there. I don't really know, to be fair. I don't know, I reckon I'll give that one to Johan if you have asked him, but probably fitness overall, and believe it or not. And just scrimmaging sort of week in, week out. I think in previous, when I was younger, I'd probably go full steam ahead every scrum, and you get yourself caught in an awkward situation as when you've sort of played a bit more, you sort of know what to do on occasion, and when's the right time to go and when not.
I must apologise. I don't know the deal with your contract. How much time is left on it?
I have next year.
You have next year as well.
Yes, I do. Yes.
So things carry on as there.
Yeah.
Fabulous. Okay. Now, from a forwards perspective, what kind of game are Worcester going to present to you?
They've got a good pack. They've got a good scrum. That's obviously the first thing I notice. Very good scrum coach with Meth. So sort of vaguely knew when he was at Leicester. They're well drilled there, and then. This sort of hard-working team that gets stuck in, really. They're a difficult team to play against, as Gloucester historically know. We haven't won down there for a long time, so it's a big game. They get stuck in. It's the type of game that I think people like to play in.
Now, technically, you can seal the playoffs without touching the ball, but let's assume that doesn't happen. Is there any extra? Is that being used as motivation? The idea that you guys can seal your spot?
I think we're just taking it game by game. We're just focusing purely on what we're doing, sort of week in, week out. It's all you can do, really. We're certainly not sitting back and looking at what other people are doing. So we're going there to win and not just get through by someone else wanting to do it off our own backs.
Regardless of whether or not you seal it, you can't tell me there's not a little bit of excitement around it, the prospect of it.
Obviously, everyone wants to. When you start the season, it's the target, isn't it? So everyone's happy with the way things are going, but things can quickly change, and I think it's pretty important to keep your feet on the ground.
Thank you.
No worries.
Fraser, come back to your form. Do you feel like this has been like your best season so far in your career? Are you playing better than you ever have?
I was pretty lethal at under-8s at one point, but probably professionally, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, most game time. Got a few people say I've been playing all right, so I'll take it, yeah.
Yeah, and you've obviously been in this sort of position before over the years with Leicester closing in on the playoffs. So in your experience, what do Gloucester have to do now to sort of try and push and go all the way this season?
I think you've got to look at the team. You've got there for a reason. The other teams around up there have been there before. I know Gloucester haven't been for a while, but there's a reason we're there. And you've just got to sort of back yourselves on. You're good enough to be there. And I think we've certainly got the squad. We've been playing well. We've proven we can beat any team really on the day. So it's nothing to be afraid of. Just back yourselves on what you've been doing, really.
Do you feel Gloucester have developed that same sort of winning mentality that Leicester had? Because Leicester always got in the playoffs.
Yeah, Leicester obviously. When I was there, they'd never failed to get to a semi-final. So I think that is one of the main things. I'm sure Sarries have got it. They've got the confidence that if they go out and do their their thing. They'll beat anyone on the day. It's just we need to sort of keep breeding that within the squad, and we've got players here that have won things. Frank's come in, he's been terrific. Ed's come in, he's won the Prem as well. So you just sort of keep building on that. I think the more times you back it up, the more confident you get as a team.
Thanks, Fraser.
No worries.
As you mentioned, obviously you haven't won it 6 weeks for quite a while, but what sort of changes when you face a side like Worcester, perhaps not necessarily in good form, but are scrapping for their survival in the Premiership? How does that sort of alter how difficult the game can be?
I think if you've watched some teams in the lower end of the table, they can play a lot safer. So it tends to lead to games being a bit scrappier, but I think when you're playing teams who are fighting to the death there, they're going to be given everything week in, week out to get a point and get the win. So it's certainly not going to be an easy one. As we've found out in previous years, they're very hard to beat there. They've got a physical team. It'll be a physical battle that we're expecting. They're a tough team to play against.
Obviously won the last 2 away games, obviously haven't had a great away form before that this season. So surely you're going into this with good confidence. And what do you put down? What do you put it down to the away wins at the moment? So the good form away.
I think it's quite easy to continue form once you've built it. You get on a bad run, it's very hard to break out of it. So continuing that form, something that we certainly spoke about. Realistically, it's very easy to say it shouldn't make a difference where you play, but it does seem to. But as a team, I think the tighter we've grown, the better we've performed away from home. So I think as the team's got to know each other properly, and Johan's big on the team being close off the field as well as on. I think that sort of takes your confidence into playing away, and who not really bothered about however many fans are screaming against you. You've got your mates on the field beside you, and you'll do the job either way.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thanks,